The Flash director Andy Muschietti wants Ezra Miller back as the Flash for a Flash sequel. Well, so here I am at, not me, that's Ezra there in the suit, at Bounding in the Comics for the take on this story that's, made the rounds. Because Andy Muschietti said, hey, yeah, Ezra Miller would return. It would be his top choice to portray the cinematic version of the fastest man alive. Well, man. Well, it's the character. So he was on this show called The Playlist. Soon to be released episode of The Discourse, a weekly entertainment podcast hosted by popular culture news outlets. Okay, whatever. One of those. But a clip between him and the host came out and said, would Miller return if there's a sequel to The Flash? And Muschietti said, I don't think there's anyone that can play the character as well as they did. Now, wait a minute, you misspelled he. There's no he. Well, there are two of them. Okay, I guess that explains that, doesn't it? He further praised the other depictions of the character are great, but this particular vision of the character, they just excelled in doing it. And as you said, the two Barrys, see, it feels like a character that was made for them. See, because it's plural. Adding to her husband's thoughts, Barbara added, in principal photography, Ezra was brilliant and the most committed and the most professional actor. Really? Well, on his time off, that's another story. Ezra gave everything for this role, physically, creatively, emotionally. They were absolutely supreme. Well, so that's what it is. The Flash broke him, and he went off the rails. That's what happened. Is that it? Well, anyway, yeah, there was there's been talk of like this is the greatest performance. It's the greatest superhero movie ever. And, even if it was, it's still haunted by the problems for Ezra. And primarily that business with the young girls. And maintaining, like, you have to be respectful for Ezra's desired pronouns. Well, even in light of all that, Well, anyway, it's not about Ezra, is it? No, it really isn't. So, but tracking sources is that they're expecting it to deliver $70 million at the box office, at best, And they go on and say, oh boy, with this budget officially reported to be $200 million. Well, that's the official number. Typically, when they release these numbers, that means there's a lot more there. You might even be able to throw on another $100 million of how much this cost them. And reshoots are ever so plentiful these days, and there was quite a few for this one. Not really because of Ezra, no. Surprisingly enough, but that's the misfortune and the ongoing curse for Warner Brothers, I guess. You got to make $1 billion to turn a profit. Well, if it's opening at $70 million, that's probably not in the cards. So, yeah. So anyway, in light of this reality, well, all right, to be fair, I think this is probably somewhere in the ballpark of being true, but we don't know for sure. Not really. But still, yes, WBD to gaslight audiences into forgetting Miller's really very, very real and very serious legal entanglements, ultimately coming off in nothing more than a desperate attempt by the studio to win back the hearts and wallets of the many, many fans who have chosen to refrain financially endorsing the actor's now notorious actions. Well, yeah, this is compounded by says, hey, just forget all that, blah, 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 blah. Michael Keaton, look, guess who's wearing one of those suits? It's the one in the middle you'll be wearing. Michael Keaton, yeah, forget about Ezra, and all that, Of course, this is the same studio who told you, Henry Cavill's back! No, he isn't. So, yeah, there's not a lot of honesty to come out of that. Which brings back to this idea of Ezra returning to the Flash. Is that, oh, well, the director said it. That's assuming he will be directing a new Flash movie. It's assuming that there will be a Flash movie. There could be a Flash movie, but it'll probably be an entirely new Flash that has nothing to do with this one. Because, you know, they're rebooting everything. That's the deal. Is like, oh, there's all this positive stuff about Ezra Miller before the movie opens. Oh, boy, you can't have Henry Cavill. But you can have Ezra. You can't have Ben Affleck. But you can have Ezra. You might not even be able to have Gal Gadot. But you can have Ezra. I mean, sure, it's hilarious in how awful it all is. But odds are this might not mean a whole lot. And the other rumor about Muschietti is that he's being courted to do the new Batman movie, Brave and the Bold. That he's the one they're leaning towards taking on that. And there's been no mention of any future Flash projects at the moment. There's been talk of Superman, of course, and Batman, Green Lantern getting a series for Max now, not HBO Max, but that sort of thing. Wonder Woman, well, a Game of Thrones prequel series about the Amazon, so not really even a Wonder Woman show without Wonder Woman. And that's it. So The Flash, Aquaman, all that, they hadn't been mentioned. So, of course, if this does hit $1 billion, what if it goes over $1 billion? Well, that changes things, doesn't it? But then it's like, what are your metrics to tell you that they really want Ezra Miller back? Because of the big selling point, which appears to be the case, really, and of course it always was Michael Keaton's comeback. Well, you can't deliver that again, can you? Unless, of course, you bring, Batman Beyond back on. But that doesn't have anything to do with Ezra coming back. So, they're in promo mode for the movies. Yeah, they're not going to say, oh, geez, it was a nightmare working with the guy. Well, we did a good movie. I hope you like it. No, that's probably not in the cards there. So, they put the best face forward and hope for the best that people show up and enjoy the movie and, more importantly, pay for it. After that, I remain dubious that Ezra Miller would be the Flash again. But, and again, even if Muschietti is being honest here that he would rather have Ezra come back as the Flash for another Flash movie, I still don't think that would be the deal, because I think that's just a statement to be positive about the film. So, yeah, I really don't believe he's being serious. Anyway, these interviews and stuff, you can't trust anything anymore, It's sad, but that's the truth of it. So, yeah, if it's a big winner and there's like positive reactions to Ezra Miller, then I suppose they would stick with him. But beyond this is just hype for the movie in the hopes that it can do well. It's not looking like it will. I thought it would do better than 70. Whether it could hit that $1 billion, I wasn't sure. But I thought it would, make some amount of money. Just, depending on how much they actually put into it, which is probably a lot. But now it's not, So, the stuff about Ezra was really bad. And on top of everything that's happened since with Warner Brothers and DC and Henry Cavill and all that stuff, it's just, and then of course the announcement that none of this matters. It shows in the results. Had that announcement not happened, it'd be interesting to see. Oh, would the Shazam movie do a little better? Maybe. I don't think it would have done gangbusters, but the Flash would have been in a better position. But that's not the case. So I think that's more to do with promoting the film and saying nothing negative about it. And so the idea of, hey, would you want to do another movie with Ezra Miller? Of course, the only answer would be yes, in order to maintain the positive feelings and whatnot for the film. So there you are. when in reality, odds are Muschietti will never do another Flash film. He will do another DC film, but it probably won't be the Flash. So his answer really doesn't matter. But there it is, the Flash. Will it get a chance to do a number 2? Well, time will tell.